Today we were talking about how to change out the sway bar bushings. Sway bars are also known as anti-roll bars or stabilizer bars. The sway bar is roughly represented here, although this isn't a Range Rover. In essence, it prevents body roll with sharp turns like this. The sway bar in my vehicles without active cornering enhancement, or ACE. ACE is seen more in the supercharged version of the Sport. For my vehicle, I will be replacing these bushings seen here. The original front sway bar bushings can be purchased relatively cheap. However, I opted for the polyurethane bushings since I had an extra set lying around. The orange bushings lasted me around 5 or 6 years, so you may have better luck with the original black bushings. Since I live downtown, I will be doing this job on the roof of my parking garage. First off, put the Sport in extended suspension and then put the parking brake on. Then jack up the entire front end. This is important to even out the torque on the sway bar so it's free to move around. I tend to leave the jack in place as an extra support. Now crawl under the Sport and locate the driver's side bushing. This bushing is the harder bushing by a mile. There are 2 nuts to take off, one on top and one on bottom. However, the top nut is blocked by this thing. Maybe it's a piece of the transfer case, I can't remember. Whatever it is, it's going to get in the way. In order to succeed on this job, it's 100% essential to purchase a deep offset 12-point wrench. For this vehicle, all nuts to be removed will be 18 millimeters. So get under there and start undoing the nuts. The bottom nut is actually easy, it's really just the top nut that'll give you problems. Once the top is loose, you can just use the ratcheting socket for the other nut. As you can see, there's some mild wear on these old bushings. Put some silicone lubricant inside of the bushing where it will rub on the sway bar and then replace it. It's actually better to mate the bushing in the bracket and then approach the pair to the bolts. Push on the bracket and not on the sway bar, otherwise the bushing will pop out when you're trying to align it.
Now this is how you know you're not living in your gift. If when the alarm clock goes off in the morning and you ain't happy about it, you ain't doing what you want to do.
The passenger side is a walk in the park compared to the driver's side since you can easily access the top and the bottom nut. The relatively quick wear on the orange bushing is why I'll probably use just the stock black bushings next time. Finally, once all 4 nuts are tightened back down, you can begin lowering the car. Ideally, the metal clunking when you go over bumps should be gone, and if not, you may have another loose suspension component. Another very common failure point on these cars that creates a similar noise is the lower control arm bushings. That's all for this tutorial. If you found it helpful, please leave a like button so others can find this video as well. I'll be making Range Rover Sport repair videos as things pop up needing repair in my car, so expect a video probably every week. Alright, have a good one.